What's up, friends, and welcome back to a new video here on the official MTG Arena YouTube channel. You are now watching the Creator versus Standard to Explorer Round 1 Standard, and I am once again battling the one and only Jim Davis. How you doing, Jim?
I'm feeling great. Very excited for Standard right now. Foundations is awesome. I got a really spicy brew hooked up.
Yep, we are playing Standard, and I am super excited to play this brew as well. We have no idea what the other person is playing, but I know there's going to be something spicy happening. I think you always bring the spice a little bit, Jim, and we did say we went in with cool decks. That was the idea. We want something cool, and I think that's exactly what we're going to show you guys. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I've been kind of like hooking this one behind the scenes for most of the week, honestly. I've been like hanging out with my son at night, you know, doing a little late night gaming, kind of tinkering and stuff, and like
Okay.
I think it's pretty cool. We're in a pretty good spot, I think.
All right. Well, I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what's up. Should we get started?
Let's rock and roll. All right, I got a fun one here. So we got a big green machine based around a couple cards from Dustmore, as well as a bunch of new cards from Foundations. The main piece here being Kona Rescue Beastie, format for a 4/3, and it's very simple. Survival. Second main phase, if this is tapped, you put a thing into play for free. That's any permanent in play for free. There are a lot of good permanents in Standard right now, and Foundations gave us even more. So of course, Atraxa, one of the big ones. This card's, you know, in every format, an awesome big thing to put in play. But we got some new ones. We got Sire of 7 Deaths, which is a 7/7 first strike, vigilance, menace, trample, reach, lifelink, wards, pay 7 life. Also a card that's super easy to cast, just naturally. Portal for Phyrexia is a great one from Brothers War. That's a way to kill things and recur things. And then Omniscience. Omniscience returns as a 10 mana enchantment where you can play spells for free. Now, a lot of versions of this deck that I saw were playing 4 copies of Omniscience. So I think it's a little crazy because it doesn't do anything by itself. It's a way to kind of keep going, but you got to be kind of temper your expectations on it. And I think, honestly, big cards like Sire and Atraxa are good enough as they are. And you have a plan B here of just like ramping, you know? So we have Overlord of the Hauntwoods, which can ramp. Of course, Llanowel's big pickup here from Foundations, Glimpse the Core, and then Caravan. And of course, we also have to tap our Kona to get the ability as well. So Caravan taps to crew. More importantly, though, is Scene of the Crime, which is a card that can tap off your land. So your combo piece is a land, which is great. And we got Archdruid's Charm, which gets both combo pieces. You can get Scene of the Crime or get the Kona, which is awesome. And then it also ramps as well. So turn 2 or turn 3 Charm gets you the 5 mana needed to have a Kona, and then also an untapped Scene of the Crime as well, which is great. So the real cool thing about this deck is you can kind of just cast your spells. Also, this can just be a kind of a ramp deck. Overlord is great at that. As is the other ramp effects like Llanowel's and Caravan, and Cavern of Souls is a big deal as far as just casting your spells into counter spells and stuff like that too. So Sideboard's got a mix of kind of fun of one-ofs here. We have a Leveler, which is a card you can tutor for to kill stuff. A second Omniscience looks a little weird, right? But if you're playing against a deck where they're going really big or they're comboing also, and you need to win the game fast, you bring in second Omniscience and Surrak and Goreclaw, which can give things haste. So you can win in one turn. Some interesting lands here. Archway helps you when you're ramping on the more of a fair game plan. Cavern for counter spells. Mirrors for control decks. And then some sideboard cards here. Ghost Vacuum for graveyard decks. Paw Patch for enchantments and flyers. Bailout for discard and mono red decks. And then more Sires. Against mono red and other hyper aggressive decks, you don't need to go as big as Omniscience. You can just put Sire in play, which is super cool too. So deck's really fun. I'm playing it a lot all week, and I'm very excited to put it to the test here against Ash. So let's see how we do.
All right, so Toujay, in the Creator versus, I am playing my Urpog Scavengers deck. This is basically an Ortsov Reanimator deck that's built around getting Urborg Scavenger value. And thanks to Foundations, we have these really, really big cards that love being in the graveyard and being brought out or being exiled with Urborg Scavengers, a 3 mana 2/2. And when it ends your attack, you exile a card from a graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on them. It has flying as long as the card is exiled when it has flying. The same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Haste, Hexproof, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance. So thanks to Foundations, we have Sire of 7 Deaths with 7 keywords, and we have Zatalpa Primal Dawn, also with a ton of keywords, more like a classic card now. I also have the Atraxa and the Valgavoth Terror Eater to try and like bring back out with the new card Zombify, that for 4 mana allows you to return a target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Now, how am I getting these cards into the graveyard? So I got a couple of ways. Obviously, like the like hand discard stuff. So Bitter Triumph, a removal spell, and that's an additional cost. I can either pay 3 life or discard a card to destroy a target creature or planeswalker, or I have Liliana of the Veil, 3 mana planeswalker, and with her +1, I can each player discards a card It's a way for me to put any of my top end cards into the graveyard. But my special tech is the Cynical Loner, the 2-mana 3/1, cannot be blocked by Glimmers, and has survival. So at the beginning of your second main phase, the Loner is tapped. You may search your library for a card, put it into the graveyard, and then shuffle. So with the Loner, I can basically tutor up any card that I need into my graveyard, which are my top end cards, but it could also be something like Vel'Gavoth's Lair, because the Urborg Scavengers is not restricted to creature cards. The Vel'Gavoth's Lair has hexproof, so I could give my my Scavengers hexproof in case Jim has a lot of removal or something like that. So I definitely don't want to rely on this Loner attacking or surviving the, you know, combat phase. So I have ways to get the survival trigger through tapping my Loner, either like settling it with the Caustic Bronco or like tapping it using the like crew effect from the unidentified hover ship. So hopefully we can put some big guys in the graveyard, either bring them back out or exile them and create a very lethal Urborg Scavengers. Let's see what's going to go down.
All right, winning that all-important die roll. Let's jump right in. We're playing first here. And our opener is... it's fine. We have a little bit of ramp. We have our big tutor, of course, to find either half of the combo. And then a few medium-sized thing to do and a big thing to do. Neither half of the combo yet, but I think this is fine. We can keep this. Even just casting a turn 4 Vivian's pretty good. Have a little faith in your deck to draw something reasonable, right?
Yeah, this hand is basically unplayable. It's way too many lands, and like this card is supposed to find its way into my graveyard, not into my hand. I do have ways to discard this card from my hand into my graveyard, but I also don't have that, so I'm afraid we gotta take a mulligan on this one. That looks a lot better. Vel'Gavoth, a little out of place, but that's okay. This is a really good, could be a really good, like, setup. I think it's worth trying, and I think I have to toss Vel'Gavoth. So let's do this.
All right, let's do it. 6 cards.
All right, we're just going to play our Courtyard and hold that Smite.
Concealed Courtyard. Okay, what's going on over here? It's a glimpse of the core. Let's go find a forest. Rampant growth quietly returned in Ixalan.
Glimpse the core, all right. Ramping is happening. I feel like this is going to be a matchup of big creatures.
A Cynical Loner. Survival. Going to be able to put cards in the graveyard. Some sort of graveyard reanimator strategy here. So it looks like we're both going big. Unfortunately, we haven't drawn super well here. We haven't really found any part of our other parts of our combo. We have Archdruid Charm up, which is fine. We have Vivian next turn too. No way to stop the Cynical Loner here, but we'll just say go with the Charm up.
All right, so my Cynical Loner gets to live. That's pretty huge, honestly. So what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to try to tutor up something into my graveyard if I can. I think, since we're against green, I think trying to hit Satelpa and getting that indestructible on the Scavengers could be nice. I'm going to play my land for turn first. We're going to go to combat. Like, something's up. I don't know what is up, but I hope we get the survive. Okay, survival. We're going to shove Satelpa into the grave. There we go. We're going to grab Urborg Scavengers, and we're going to try to exile that Satelpa and give these guys Flying, Double Strike, Vigilance, Trample, and Indestructible. There we go.
All right, so that's pretty tough. The next turn will be a 4/4 Double Striker, and I can't kill it with my Vivian. Portal can get it, but we're not there yet, but I think we're just going to fire up your Charm here. Let's search for the land. I think we're going to search for Scene of the Crime, 1/2 of our combo, and just try and find a Kona, Rescue Beastie, whatever. Archdruid Charm again. So Charm can find a Kona. This is 5, 6, 7, potentially 8 mana next turn. Hard casting Portal is also not out of the question. 4, 5, 6. Nor is hard casting Sire of 7 Deaths. It's kind of tough here, honestly. Playing Vivian isn't great. I mean, playing Vivian plussing it just buys a lot of time. Maybe we'll start there. Play this name Phyrexian. And then it's Vivian, or it's say go and charm again, which I don't really like that much. That runs afoul of our removal spell or anything else. Let's play Vivian. Play Vivian and plus. We're going to lose it, but it buys us life and time, so... Plus Vivian, we see there's a Kona. Alright, so now it's the secret's out, unfortunately.
The Indestructible coming in clutch right now. Kona! Cool. Alright, let's see. I have to process that. Kona? Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna play a land here. And definitely holding up that go for the throat, no matter what happens. Gonna play the Caustic Bronco too. Do I respect Vivian? I feel like you do. So I can just send that here, loner here. We're gonna grab anything, I guess. I do think the respect is needed. I know Vivian is a very strong card, so... We get the survival... And let's see what we're gonna shove in the graveyard now. I could go for that, I think I'm gonna put the Sire in there. Like, I could also go for the Valgavel's Lair and give it hex... Eventually give it hexproof. But I think I really like the idea of also getting some, like, lifelink on here, and Menace, and Vigilance. So, let's get the Sire in there. And just pass the turn.
Alright, so... Ash probably has to go for the throat here, but I don't really know if we can afford to try and play around it, unfortunately. We could just play Llanowar Elves and then Arch Druid Charm and try and get the portal down. The problem is any extra creature means that the portal will no longer kill everything. We're just going to go for it, I guess. Maybe we'll play the Elves first, in case it's like a Shoulder's Edict or something like that, but... Alright, so... We're gonna play Llanowar Elves. Yeah, priority pause too. Just obviously a go for the throat. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we knew we were, it was not making a land drop this turn. It's pretty tough too, honestly. Yeah, what are we going to do? All right, so one important thing if you do play this deck is that you need to make sure you set a stop. Either put it in full control, put a stop on the phase you're currently in, because Arena will see you have nothing to do and just pass priority. So, cast Kona. And we will tap it for mana. And go for the throated. Yeah, it's whatever. All right, so unfortunate. We just don't really have a play around that. Like... This is 10 in the air. Yeah, we're basically just dead here. Yeah, it's tough.
Definitely removing that. Definitely removing that. I don't know what Jim is cooking up there with the Kona, but it's scary. I'm going to go settle my snores. Settle my snores. I'm gonna swing. All right, let's grab that Sire out of the grave. And now our Urborg Scavengers are looking better than ever. I can actually like tutor something up with the Cynical Loner for Zorling to grab. Okay. I'm trying to figure out if that's what I want to do. I could grab... Yeah, we're going to do that. So we're going to tutor up. I might actually do Liliana. I like that, I think. I'm gonna shove Liliana in the graveyard. I'm gonna play my land, Zorleen, pay to 2, get it back. It's Cynical Owner's world and, you know, we're just living in it. But there goes the other one.
Alright, so we're just gonna pack it up here, not reveal any more cards. Kinda stinks. Our draw just didn't really come together super well, and Ash's draw was obviously almost perfect. Had to go for it, another go for the throat, which feels kind of bad, but just didn't really have another play, so kind of stinks.
Pretty good. All right, we got game 1. We have revealed our whole strategy. Jim has just played good green cards. I mean, Kona is kind of a giveaway, and Seed of the Crime is a really cool tech to tap a creature to add 1 mana. Like, that's very clever to get the survival going. We could maybe even use that in this deck. Let's see. So I definitely don't want the Elspeth Smites, I think. If big cards come down, then I could definitely use Exercise. I feel like I'm on Cruel Claw Heist to like look at the hand. I think we cannot let Kona live no matter what happens. And I also think that Jim has enough ways to work with Kona immediately. So that like sorcery speed removal is probably not our best friend. I do think I might need Exercises as well for like against potential graveyard hate that Jim brings in. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do here. Alenda isn't awful, but probably not the best against green. I could go with the Lively Dirge. I wonder if I'm so torn about whether or not I should go in with Duress as well. All right, I think we can, we're game up, so I think we can try this and see how it goes.
So sideboarding wise, obviously you want graveyard hate. Liliana's interesting. It's kind of good against us. I think I want these Bailoffs. I want the vacuums and the Scavenging Ooze. Sire's also only just like okay. This is a card that's like, it doesn't do anything by itself, so you don't want to draw that many of them, but it is certainly a card to go big on, where a Sire probably isn't good enough. Maybe Glimpse the Core. We have other things to do cheap now. That seems fun. Let's cut those. All right, so I win again. Not a great draw on our part. Hopefully we can do a little better this game. And this time we got pretty good fixins here. We got Waste Tap Kona, big thing to put into play. Got all the parts. Gonna keep this.
I really like the fact that we have the Bitter Triumph in here to like potentially hit Kona. Like Liliana, obviously we want the Scavengers, and Zombify could be some spice that Jim hasn't seen yet, but probably knows is going to be there. So I think I will keep this.
All right, Scene of the Crime. And there you go. This is a land that can tap for survival, which is super nice.
All right, we see that Scene of the Crime again, so it's really going to be important to hold up like that instant speed removal.
Way to have a combo piece built into your mana base, which is awesome. We draw a Hushwood Verge. It's just basically a forest in our deck. Play Invasion of Ixalan. Look at the top 5 cards, get a permanent. And we see Overlord, Vivian, or Ixalan. I actually love Overlord here. It ramps to a turn 4 Coma activate. Love that. Take the Overlord.
Okay, that's really cool, actually. Grabbing the Overlord. I wish I could make a better turn 2 play.
So we got 2 lands and just a pass of the turn. So I think I like the Overlord here. Could Caravan too, but I think Overlord just feels nicer. Get our land and say go.
All right, Overlord in play. Yeah, this is where we have to be really careful for Kona, because it could be land Kona. But I also would like to set up my Sire of 7 Deaths, so that makes me want to like Liliana uptick. But can I take that risk? Can I take that risk? Because I'd like to develop my own game plan. Kona, I feel like would punish me pretty hard though. So it's tricky. It's pretty tricky. I do have Bitter Triumph to like remove something, but I would like to try. At the same time, if there's any Graveyard Hate, this is a very tricky play. I think I hold Bitter Triumph. Because I can always discard Sire of 7 Deaths to Bitter Triumph. Like, I feel like there's got to be, like, a creature or planeswalker played.
So now we're in a pretty cool spot where Ash is kind of stuck having to leave up mana for removal, lest I go Kona. We could just not go Kona and keep that going. So just play a land here, play Caravan. Maybe a mistake to play the Overlord last turn, because this is a somewhat likely scenario to have happened. So if I had played the Caravan last turn, I could have hard cast the Overlord, which would have been better, but that's fine. We got lots of mana, clock's ticking. Also, hard casting Atraxa, totally reasonable thing to do too. Good to have a plan A and a plan B.
I was not expecting that. I can tell you that much. I was not expecting the Caravan. All right, I'm just gonna have to politely pass a turn. We're locked into this Bitter Triumph strategy now.
All right, so plan B it is. We can just cast Atraxa. That works too. So fire up an Atraxa.
Atraxa?
And we got a whole spread of card types in our deck. We got Artifact. We got Creature. Instant. Might be Snakeskin Veil, actually. And then Land and Battle. A lot of types. A lot of types. On Charm, or I think Snakeskin Veil is good here. So, load them up. And then just pass the turn. I imagine Atraxa won't live here. Obviously, our Atraxa also feeds her scavengers for abilities and stuff, but like that's fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna try it, I think. Discard Sire?
Alright, so Bitter Triumph on Atraxa is fine. Discarding a Sire, also fine. We'll discard a Forest to hand size, no problem here.
Zombify. Sire? I mean, this is like... ugh. Not the best. I wish I had a Velgavoth instead. I don't have the effects, though.
So Zombify brings the Sire back. Sire is annoying, but ultimately beatable, of course. We got Kona, Atraxa, Vacuum now. We're all ready to go. Let's fire in... I think just land and Kona is totally fine. Do you want to battle first? I think I do, actually. Play Invasion first. Revealing a Portal to Phyrexia. Nice one.
Oh, no.
Then we're going to play Kona. Actually, the vehicle we need to do that, so... Kona. We're going to saddle up on our thingy. And no attacks. Second main. Put in Portal. Play Ghost Vacuum. And feeling pretty good here. We've got multiple threats, Snakeskin Veil, Portal to Phyrexia, and Ghost Vacuum.
No, it's not happening for me. It's not happening for me. At least we know we need to bring in those duresses. Oh my god. Yeah, my hand will not be able to handle that. Like, I can try to Urborg Scavenger, hit the Sire of 7 deaths, and then, like, just cry about it, I guess, because it's like the Ghost Vacuum is gonna exile it. I think I'm pretty locked here. Or I can hit the Atraxa and then, like, Jim steals the Sire. It's bad.
This will obviously stop us from portaling the Atraxa, but it's whatever. So we're going to exile his response. Say goodbye to the Atraxa. No abilities for you. Suppose Ash could have a second Scavengers here and then eat the Sire, but I think that's just, like, fine.
You know what? I think I'll allow Jim to grab my Sire and then I will concede, probably. That seems okay. Just sacrifice something here and call it. That Portal to Phyrexia is like really spicy against my graveyard stuff though.
So Portal goes off. We can take our Kona back or take the Sire. I'll take the Sire here. I think we're going pretty big and we've got a lot of options here. Attack Liana, attack the Imp thingy. You can just hardcast Traxa. We just have a million options. Let's just cast Kona here. And I kind of doubt that Ash is playing a sweeper of any kind, so let's screw this. And I kind of want to attack both battles, actually. And just go really wide. Attack. And get our land token. Win the battles. And then plop in a free Atraxa.
Sick.
Get some more cards. This time we're going to get creature, enchantment, instant, artifact, land, planeswalker. All very cool. And then 3, 4, we got charm, overlord. Guess we'll just, yeah, sure, that's fine. I think that's enough at that point.
I'm out. That's enough. It's enough.
All right, so for game 3, I don't think much changes. Now that we're on the draw, the ramp of Glimpse is a little more interesting. Also, Arid Archway has some value in the post-board games as a way to kind of ramp with one land, which is nice for less combo focused and more interested in ramping. But I think this is fine.
All right, that was something else. Okay, so these artifacts, as expected. So I do have to exercise this. I definitely have to go in with this. What about the hover ship still? I mean, it does hit Kona, but probably not. Not sure if I get much Zorlene value. I'm gonna try it like this, I think. I mean, I could go Ghost Vacuum too to try and counter Jim's Ghost Vacuum into portals, but I also gotta stick true to my own strategy, so I'm gonna keep going. So if we can find a hand that, like, does that curve that we're looking for, like this, we could do something.
Happy to see Llanowar Elves. Llanowar Elves is one of the key cards in my entire deck, and it's a big game here. So we have turn 1 Llanowar Elves, turn 2 Charm for the land, turn 3 Kona to activate, which is great.
We do need to hit land off the top, though. Let's see what we can do. The exercise is really good, but I do need land.
We currently have Omniscience, but nothing to do with it, which is why I think this card's like kind of iffy in these decks, because by itself doesn't actually do anything.
Please no Llanowar on turn 1. No! That's unfortunate. Alright, I'm just gonna play my Loner. I can tap my Loner with Survival using the Hovership too.
So we're both coming out swinging here. Ash has the Loner again on the play, which is pretty nasty. Yeah, we're just gonna have our plan going here and say go. Let's play land, say go. We could block the Loner if we're really scared about... Oh, nope, that's a Hovership. Okay, sure. So that's fine.
Okay, we're gonna try Hovership, try to hit the Llanowar Elves. I know there's Snakeskin Veils and stuff. I could still work with my Cynical Loner. At least. Tap it. Alright. The ramping is happening. I'm gonna have to try. It's a top ender again.
Alright, so pretty likely that Ash has the Scavenger again next turn, which is, you know, stinks. We don't have Kona yet. We can just play our Overlord and Pending, I suppose. And unfortunately, again, we have this Omniscience, but not a lot to do with it yet. So we really need to draw on tracks or something like that.
I think I want to just set up my Scavengers again. I'm gonna do it. We're running it back. Let's go. Just swing in. So I could do the Sire. I could also go for that hexproof stuff. I think I'll do Sire. Alright, and then we're gonna do the Shadowy Backstreet. Land. I don't think I need a land. Alright. Oh, this is... Everybody's doing scary things. I could get wrecked by Kona in the portal.
Alright, so we got a big sweat going into our turn here. We're going to have Omniscience in play. We don't currently have anything to do with it, though. But we have a ton of big draws. Any of our big things, the battle, Vivian. So, big draw here. Okay, that's exactly what we're looking for. Big sweat. All right, so we get to go land. Set our stop, otherwise it'll pass through again. And we can go, make sure you tap your lands manually too. And play Kona.
Please don't. Please don't.
And we get to tap Kona for green. And I guess we're just going to play Evasion for free. You don't need to cast it. So, it doesn't really matter, I guess, either way. But it's more of a sweat to do it this way. So, let's do this. We're going to put in Omniscience. And then we're going to... We'll cast the Overlord first. Just for, you know. And then we're going to play the Invasion. And we were looking for any big thing here. We need a Portal to Phyrexia and a Traxa. Any other Invasion is great. It's a redraw. Vivian's a good draw also. We've got a lot of looks here. 5 is a lot of cards. Take a look. Survey says... Did it. All right. Atraxa, Omniscience, or Portal. It's funny because Portal's like the one we really want. Atraxa is the way to keep going and possibly just win the game this turn. But Portal's also really good too. It's just like the safer one. Because if we Atraxa it into nothing, we can lose still. All right, we'll just take the Portal. Take the Portal. Fire up the Portal. Cast it for free. Kill all the stuff. And it's also a big thing in the graveyard to steal, which is great too. So... Love the sweat.
GG's then. GG's. GG's. Oh, that's painful. I guess I just ripped Zombify, but... I don't think there's much hope for me here. I don't think there's much hope for me here, honestly.
So that is exciting. Ash gets back her Sire, which is pretty good. It dominates the board, obviously, and we don't really have much to do just yet. Let's take the Scavenger, and we're going to eat any non-creature card, because obviously we want to keep the loner for the portal. And we're drawing huge here. We draw Vivian. Insane. So, fire out free Vivian.
Oh, no. If there's just like a land on the top, maybe I'd be in this.
Vivian checks the top 4. Atraxa, please. No Atraxa. Scene of the crime. All right, so we'll just sack the scene of the crime first. So draw a card here. We got to look. That's a miss. All right, how about this scene of the crime? That's a look. No, so many looks. Oh no. All right. That stinks. So we have a 7/7 first strike menace. We're probably just gonna block it next turn. Just kind of stay alive. So let's say go. Wow, what a game. Vivian looks good to live here, unless Ash has a way to kill it. Yeah. Not quite. I wish.
Yeah, not looking so good. This duress, oh man. It's rough out here. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have an attack, I guess, but like the portal to Phyrexia always just grabs whatever back, right? That's the problem right now. So I'm kind of just stuck. I think I'm close to GG's. I mean, I do have the exercises to potentially hit the portals or like the omniscience, but I don't think I can do much here. Because that just happens. They just bring it back. Arnar! Felt like a pretty tough matchup, I won't lie to you. Felt like a pretty tough one. Yeah, that's fine. I got some life out of it, I guess. Happy with that.
Kind of funny there's no death touch on that card, so bring Kona back. We got more looks here. Top cards, Invasion of Ixalan. Let's start there. Sure. Top 5. Survey says miss. Not great. All right, take Caravan. How about top 4? How deep can we go and still be missing? All right, land, cavern. We're gonna say it's beginning EDPs or attacks. Nothing good there. All right, yeah, I'll just say go again. All right.
Gym right now, but I also need to make moves to Vivian. I need to draw better. Like this board is getting out of hand completely. Yeah, that doesn't do much either here because the portal to Phyrexia brings everything back. Like I can't do anything about that. You know? The portal brings everything back. Oh well.
I think we're gonna crew with Scavenger and then just sacrifice it. We still have enough blockers to kill the Sire. Again, just keeping our we just need more looks at Vivian. We just need to stay alive here, you know. So let's crew. Tap Scavenger. And we'll just sack the Scavenger.
Maybe you can like settle my my Bronco and try to get somewhere, but there's also like a ton of damage on the board. Like there's 21 damage there. I'm just stuck. Is there a way out of this for me? I honestly want to say not really. We're kind of just in a stalemate and like the Vivian is gonna like ult soon. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure how to get out of this. Bronco could have a like real good attack. I mean, I'd open up, but the second I do that, like the invasions just... Jim goes after the invasion, so I can't even afford to do that. All right. Nope, I think we're pretty cooked here.
Come back to my turn. Portals and get back Scavenger. Scavenger's gonna eat anything that's not a creature. Then we get a draw. Oh, mama. Mama!
Alright. That's just the end for me there. I will be conceding out of that one. Jim ripped some like good cards with the top, honestly.
10 cards is a lot of looks. We get another Atraxa, Charm, Land, Vivian. Okay. I mean, I'm cool with this Atraxa again. I guess we'll crew first. All right, that's enough. Okay. Awesome.
I'm out of here. Oh, man. Portal to Phyrexia. Hard countered, but that's a really cool deck.
All right, so kind of a crazy match there. Some big things happening.
Yeah, when you ripped that portal, I was thinking that you were gonna do some crazy stuff. A fun thing is actually that I did have Duress in my hand that could have hit your like Omniscience, but I was like, oh man, I have to develop my own game plan. Like in game one, that Urborg Scavengers grabbing as a top out did real good, but I actually didn't see you playing like Omniscience up until that point yet. I was afraid of Portal. You Konaing in a Portal, but you just did Omniscience and then grabbed the adventure or the battle card into like Portal instead. So
yeah, it was a good sweat,
man.
Because we didn't have it yet. Obviously, Battle's 5 looks, and there was an Atraxa in there too, and Atraxa has the ability to go even bigger, where I could hit Atraxa and stuff and a portal. It could be anything. It could even be a portal. But yeah, Portal's obviously really good there either way. And then we had an interesting little stalemate. Where the Sire I couldn't really get through, and we're kind of hanging out. I have this Portal of Blight, I have to get back. I have an Omniscience in the cast, but it's a pretty good spot. So really cool stuff. And honestly,
locked.
yeah, like there's a lot of big cards in Standard right now that really do kind of like make the game go nuts, which is awesome. And Standard's honestly been my favorite format for the last year or so. I mean, I think yours as well, right?
Oh, for me, it's been, I think ever since like Ixalan dropped, like I feel like something shifted in Standard, and it's been great ever since. It's by far my favorite.
Yeah, and it's just so great, and it's awesome to see Foundations coming out now, of course, supporting Standard a ton, bringing in a bunch of awesome cards, as well as a great starter set too, so like it's a real good influx for newer players, it's great for experienced players, all the reprints, it's just awesome. So it's on Arena now, check out Foundations, hop into some Standard games, we got, qualifier weekends coming up, we got obviously paper play too, which is great, all sorts of great things happening in Magic right now, which is really cool, and you should get involved. So big thanks to Wizards of the Coast, obviously, for having us do this video. Thanks to Ash for playing. Good games, of course.
GG's.
And then look for the other video, of course, is CGB playing Legend. And then the winner of that will play against me. And then the loser will play against Ash. And this is very exciting because in December, we're going to have the release of Pioneer Masters, which is going to bring Explorer almost in line with Paper Tournament Pioneer, which is awesome. I've been waiting for this for a long time, and many of the Pioneer players have too. Are you a Pioneer player at all?
Pioneer used to be my favorite format before Standard, but that was once again when like Ixalan dropped Amalia. I was like, well, I might go somewhere else. And that's where Standard just took over for me.
Cool.
But I have loved Pioneer.
Well, thankfully Amalia's banned now, of course, which is great. And with the new set coming, it's awesome seeing Explorer get a chance to grow into a reflection of Paper Tournament Pioneer. And
GG's.
thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.